good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. This video, I'm going to rank the top 5 best bosses from Hollow Knight Silksong. When I say best, I don't mean hard. I simply mean a boss with a few to no flaws attached to them, as well as being super fun boss to fight. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, or Ubisoft will purchase Hollow Knight's IP. Enjoy. Your eyes do not deceive you. There is a tie for 5th place already, and I promise it's the only tie we have for the rest of this list. Reason they're tied is because they both play out the same. Both bosses are background bosses. They have a swipe attack, objects falling from the ceiling, 2 phases, can shorten the arena, and you're much likely able to beat them first try. Fun bosses who share the same critique. I wish they were harder by either having more variety of attacks or a much deserved 3rd phase. When a boss is titled as a dancer, that's a sign on how peak the boss will perform. Just like you. What makes this boss even more peak is that it's a duo boss fight, which tends to be done poorly in games, even in Silksong, as we can see here, due to how most of the times it's just 2 bosses in a room chasing you. Here though, their attacks are beautifully choreographed with 4 phases. Each of them are great, as well as the 4th phase, which is sad. But don't worry, I read the lore. You're actually doing them a favor by freeing a single soul from both mechanical contraptions. Enjoyable boss fight that gets harder as the phases go by. Emotionally too. Oh, and for Clover dancers? I don't like them as much. This boss is hidden behind a breakable wall, in a room where people has walked in then right out. I wouldn't be surprised if many of you missed it in your blind playthrough. I did, until I discovered her when trying to acquire every silk skill in the game. She ruined me. But even after that, I love the boss. She's so fast and rapid with her attacks without making it feel like a mouthful or a light show blinding you in their advantage. I also love how tanky she is. Man, does she take hits for days, but not forever. That would have been painful. By the way, how come she has diagonal needle attacks and not Grandmother Silk? Come on, Team Cherry. You definitely could have given her some diagonal needle attacks. Maybe you will when she gets amped up in Godhome, similar to Radiance. Back to First Sinner. Amazing boss with perfect speed and moveset. I wasn't clickbaiting with the thumbnail. She is not number 1, but number 2, which is still a top tier placement, don't get me wrong. The reason she's number 2 instead of 1 is because I have multiple problems with this true final boss of Silksong. Firstly, it's hard to track her when she enters 2nd phase, where she begins using her traps, because she's pitch black, the traps are pitch black, and even the floor is pitch black. Another problem I have. I could you not. She spammed 5 traps in a row without bothering to strike me once by herself. That's crazy. It'd be funny if she would spam traps if you spam traps. But me? I never use traps for bosses because I know my resources are limited. So if I was dependable on my traps and run out of beast shells to craft anymore, then that would result to either me grinding for more beast shells or actually trying to fight her with straight up skill. And that's exactly what I did. Yet, she was still a hoe who spammed so many traps that I was able to discover an opening to strike her each different trap she used. Last issue, which isn't a problem I have anymore, but I understand many of y'all do, and that she parries a lot. And it's also difficult to counter her parries. Don't you worry, fellas. I found a way to counter each and every parry of hers. My advice is to expect her to parry you every time you hit her. Especially the second time you strike her, right after she lands on the ground from her upper spin attack. That's when she tends to parry most of the time. After she parries you, instantly jump and dodge to her so you can avoid both variations of her parry attack. You're even able to hit her while she performs the parry attack if you're fast enough. Overall, Lost Lace is still stellar. Holy mother of silk, is she hard without once feeling unfair, except when she starts spamming them traps like no tomorrow. Before revealing number 1, I have an honorable mention. He cool, he fast, he's simple, he's difficult, he ain't typical, he's reciprocal, but most importantly, he's a legend. Rest in peace, Seth Goldman. Before I begin, let me point out her only flaw that isn't even directly hers. I don't like the fact that each attempt you have to go through a gauntlet of enemies before you're able to fight her. Also, the 40 seconds run back is boring, just running and that's it. However, I know all those issues will disappear once inevitably we get the God Home DLC to best her instantly. And boy howdy, will I. Because holy mother of silk, is she easily one of the best bosses in the entire Hollow Knight. God, not only is she so hard to beat, but she's perfectly fair. Those who complain about the boss and saying she's trash, my guy, you're trash. I respect people who has the balls to take accountability by accepting the fact that perhaps the boss ain't shit. You, the player, on the other hand, is shit. No shame in accepting that. I accepted that while losing my mind to her. Her attacks are so fast without feeling a headache to track. She has an immense amount of attacks to study. She has 3 phases that noticeably increases her difficulty by a huge margin. Her arena is perfectly big enough to fight her in. And for God's sake, she sings her OST. Oh, her OST. Before, the best boss soundtrack in all of Hollow Knight was Nightmare King Grimm's. But now, I'd argue, that Carmelita, Scar Singer Carmelita, has the best boss soundtrack in the series. Her moves are perfectly choreographed. I now see where the 6.5 years of the game's production went to. Oh. Alright, I'm done. Have a great day or night. Take care.